Good morning. So, I wanted to just let you know that 2017 is going to be a great year. I know it's going to be a great year. 2016 was a great year. And I believe 2017 is going to be a great year because of all the work that the Lord allowed us to do in 2016. So, it's kind of like this. I'm going to sit. Um, what if the most important thing that you needed to do in 2016 was bury the Pharaoh? Like, make sure that your Pharaoh is completely gone. So the people of Israel, they were quote unquote free, right? They were free, they were leaving, and they were leaving with everything that belonged to God, right? Because it was God that took it from their oppressors and gave it to them, right? I believe that it belonged to God. So here they are, they're right up against the Red Sea. And when they stepped in faith, they were able to see their Pharaoh drown. So, what is your Pharaoh? I know for me in my life, I have a new page, I have a new like page, and I put my daughters, my granddaughters. Oh, she's my little girl, but she's not really mine. I'm grandma, right? Um, Isabella Joy's picture on the ultimate gratitude. So I'm writing this book, The Ultimate Gratitude, and I have a Facebook like page, and I put her picture because it's a reminder of what God can do in each and every one of our lives. So the story we tell ourselves are so important. We all have a story, and we all gonna remember our story from a different perspective. So if I said a story, it was so crazy. We were asking my mother's visiting from New York, and we were asking her what had happened. I remembered the story one way, she remembered it another way, and then Giovanni and I, we remembered the story the same. So we vetoed my mom and we said, this is the reality of the story. This is the way that it happened. I was 3 years old. Giovanni must have been a year older than me. And so she was like 4, and I'm 52, and I still remember the story that way. And this is the way the story went. And if I was to ask my child or my aunt or my uncle or anybody, even a stranger, the way a story happened, they're going to tell you their perspective of their story. And that's so important when we remember our story. So I'm not sure what you told the story of your life was for 2015, but 2016, we need to tell ourselves a different story. I put the face of my granddaughter on that like page because it tells me a different story. So she's named after me. My middle name is Isabel, and she has my name, and she has my little girl's name, Joy. And that name means so much different today. So Isabel and Joy together is her name. My daughter could have told herself a total different story. She was my firstborn. I loved her. I adored her. Um, I was sure I was having her the minute I knew I was having her. She was mine. And I raised her in the ways of God, and I did the best of what I could. Did I make mistakes? Tons of mistakes. But the fact that her husband and her chose to name her after me tells me a different story. And that to me is the ultimate gratitude. The ultimate gratitude for me is the fact that someone can look at my life and say, well, her story didn't start out so good as a daughter. Your story as a mom didn't turn out so good or didn't start out so good. But the Bible says that we are not just conquerors, but we are more than conquerors, more than conquerors. So the ultimate gratitude is knowing, in spite of what has happened before, the choices that I have made right before Vanessa. So the same year that I was pregnant with Vanessa is the same year that I had 3 abortions. And Vanessa could tell herself a story of, I wasn't wanted, I wasn't loved. She can have total insecurity of who she believes herself to be, or she can say, out of 4 children, they chose me. And what a blessing that is. And the fact that she chose a different story makes me so grateful that, of course, the ultimate gratitude is to be able to have tears to cry. And I thank the Lord that 2017 is rolling around and is coming around, and I get to say a different story about my reality and the reality of my children. So, what is your story? What is the story that you need to let go of? And what's the new story you need to tell yourself for 2017? Start writing. It's only a few hours away, and we get to create the year we want. Have a blessed day.